Yeah, Coach, you mentioned about, okay, so we talked about the draft, we talked about the trades, talked about free agents. So, but that has everything to do with their skills on the floor. Now, I know you're one of the coaches who's really, really big on building a culture. So, what type of people do you look for to be part of your organization?
Oh, good question, Coach Pao. Again, we make sure that obviously we have talent. That's one thing. I mean, you're not gonna make it into the pros naman kung wala kang talent. So it's there. I think it's really more of letting. I mean, you have to be more open to teaching. I mean, our role are here are teachers, and I always tell this to my players that I mean, dito we you're allowed to make mistakes. I mean, when you make mistakes, you're allowed to admit it that you're not gonna get nobody's gonna judge you. So we are looking for guys that are willing to learn and grow together with us. I mean, if you're gonna look at our staff, we have young guys also. We have guys that are open to learning. I think one of the things sa amin is if you're willing to grow, you have a spot on our team. And another thing, Coach Pao, that I always believe in is I want guys that are looking for opportunities. You know, guys that were left behind, that were forgotten, that were rejected. So yun yung ano namin yun yung palagi naming nire-remind that you are here because you are given an opportunity. So with that opportunity, doon nakadepende yung ipapakain mo sa pamilya mo eh. So yun yung palagi naming sinasabi sa players namin, and we're not in a position to take away that opportunity from you. So we will never take it personal with our players. We're gonna have our arguments, we're gonna bicker, we're gonna fight, but at the end of the day, we're of the same team. Even me and Matt, we always argue. I mean, he has his opinion, I have my opinion, but at the end of the day, we always come out as a unified front. So yun yung isang bagay that's very important. Coach Pao, it's about open to learning and growth together with us.
That's I think that's a great answer, Coach. I just want to follow up on one of the things you brought up, which is about players making mistakes. We've talked about this before, and I think you've had like a video series about it too, about vulnerability. Mm-hmm. So do you think is obviously for you to admit that you make a mistake as a player, like players are they have egos, they want to be tough, so sometimes they don't want to make excuses, right? Or they don't want to admit that they're wrong. But do you think that applies also to coaches? Should coaches be vulnerable and admit when they're wrong too?
Oh, definitely, Coach Pao. Again, I mean, I had the privilege to coach in the pros. I mean, in college, and before I was an assistant in the pros. So one thing I discovered is whether you're playing in college or you're a professional, one common denominator is you just want to be. Everybody just wants to be. Players want to listen. I mean, to talk, and ang hinihintay lang nila is for somebody to listen. So, ang ano ko nga before with college, obviously, pangarap nila mag-PBA. Pagdating na yung mga PBA players naman, nandun na, parang ang dami pa rin ano. So, sabi ko nga, what's the common denominator? They just want to be heard. So, same thing with us coaches. Again, I always have doubts and I always tell it to my players. I mean, I'm in a safe environment wherein I could make mistakes. And if I admit it, players will also willing to admit. Kasi nga naman, di ba sinasabi natin, minsan kasi, again, I have nothing against how other coaches operate, but the way I operate is, whether you like it or not, iba pa rin yung nasa loob ng court eh. Kahit gaano ka kagaling, iba pa rin yung nandun sa court na nakaka-experience yung nangyayari. So, that's why I always listen to my players. Kasi, for example, I set a play, and then the inbounder was supposed to pass it to this guy. Turned out the guy that we wanted to pass the ball to is super open. The player didn't saw it. Why? Because somebody's in front of him. If ikaw yung meron, ikaw yung coach, papagalitan mo yung player eh, dahil bakit di mo pinasa. But if you're gonna be thinking about what he said, kasi coach may nakatakip eh. So, who's right? I mean, siya yung tama, or I'm not confident enough to pass that ball. So if you're the coach and you always admit your mistake, the player won't won't hesitate to admit it also. So that's how, again, that's how we operate. It makes my job easy because I don't waste my energy lying, hiding, and faking. Or pag tinanong ako ni player, gagawa na lang ako ng sagot para lang makasagot ako just for the sake of saying something. I mean, we all fall into that. I was that same coach before na ako palagi tama. Because again, ano bang ano natin as coach, parang dapat tough ka, dapat alam mo lahat. It's not really that way. So I guess it's part of the environment that we've set with our team. I don't even coach offense on our team, just to let you know. Coach John Jacinto runs the offense. Our very quiet Coach Jamai Karin handles the defense. And kumaga, again, I just had a meeting with the new guys earlier. Sabi ko nga sa kanila, we were presenting the offense. So sabi ko sa kanila, for all you know, Coach John Jacinto runs the offense. So if you have any questions to offense, don't ask me kasi hindi ko rin alam. Coach John Jacinto runs the offense. So again, that's part of being vulnerable, being open to your own. I'm not really a good X and O guy, I admit it. But what I bring in is my gift. So Coach John, Coach Jamaic knows their stuff. So again, that's how we operate on our team. So there's a lot of things that's going on that's not normal on our team because of the setting that we've, kumbaga pagdating sa coaching, palaging si head coach ang bida eh. Coach palagi ang tama, head coach yan. But again, if it works for you, good. But if it doesn't, you have to change it. Don't try to fake it.
Yeah. Warning on Coach Paulo Layud for delaying the game. Technical foul on Coach Anton Altamirano for resentment to a call. Coach Charles Chu out of the playing court. Coaches Unfiltered. No reps, no techs.